Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's the Mac, and welcome back to a game called Second Front by Microprose. This game was sent to me from the company actually. I guess they have seen my channel and I'm reviewing games, and I got a review copy here. This game is going to be out the 31st of January. You have to pick it up on Steam there. Wow, yeah, so I have no clue about this game, actually. I haven't really... I didn't know it existed, actually. So many war games out there. I'm sort of mostly covering war game design studios and Matrix games and Slytherin and stuff. But, yeah, Microprose, man. Old company. Wow, I remember playing Microprose back in the 80s, man. So they've been around and gone through a few transitions, I guess, and... I read somewhere since 2019 somebody else bought up the company and are now producing a vast array of different kinds of games, even strategy games and stuff. So this Second Front is a World War II tactical game, strategy game, hexagon type of game. And don't be fooled by the graphics, man. It looks a bit cartoonish, I must admit. Sort of a bit funny looking graphics for a serious war game, but the game, man, is pretty intense. It's pretty deep. It's a very kind of deep strategy game, really hex and counter game. And I read somewhere that it's actually based on from the beginning there was a board game called Second Front, old serious wargaming tabletop game, that comes in a box. So this is, I guess, I'm not sure, I might be lying here, but it might be based on that from the start. And this is like the digital version, but of course they tweaked it and stuff to make it more playable for us on the computers and stuff. So Second Front, man, I haven't actually fooled around a lot with this game. I just basically got it a couple of days ago, and I've sort of played some of the tutorials and had to skim through the manual there. Not huge manual, but still, so I think it's around 100 pages. So there's a lot of information in there. This is what it looks like here. Play. You go into the scenario sections. Your save game there. Workshop. Edit maps. So this game is actually also read somewhere. It's also made for you to make your own scenarios and campaigns and stuff. There's a lot of modability in it. Maybe not mods, but that you can create your own, whatever, man. Any kind of battle and stuff, or anything that fancies you from the Second World War. There, you can create that your own scenarios and battles and stuff. So that's cool. I mean, for those diehards to really like that stuff, it's excellent. So they have the manual. We're gonna have a look at that. They have something called the garage. So that's kind of a funny thing here. It's like a repair shop here, and here you can sort of German, Russian, and American. I think those are the units that are represented in the game thus far. They might actually add more, I guess, in the future. I mean, it's probably going to be DLCs and stuff to this game, because I think it's going to be a pretty popular game for many people to play. So here, for instance, you have Germany here. You have, I guess there's a tanks, and these are assault guns. And all right, sorry. And then you have half tracks, armored cars, trucks, and anti-tank guns. And same goes for the Russians here and the Americans. So, for instance, they start off with light tanks, these M2s, M3s. There's a lot of units here, man. They have a lot of tanks represented in this game. So, for instance, if you wanted to see the old classic M4 Sherman here, tells you about the armor values, the reload speed, and there's some text about it as well, which is really good. Movement cost and stuff like that. These are more. You see, you could turn the guy around there with the machine gun there. You can close the hatch, open it, traverse. Elevate the gun barrel there. This is turning the turret around. This would be if there are infantry on top of the tank or not. And this is like the whole tank there. Yeah, so kind of cool. So what you could do, for instance, okay, so I have an M4 Sherman. Let's pick Germany. Let's take it, the main. How would an M4 basically compete with a? I don't know. Let's just take a. Look at all these models of Panzer IVs, man. It's pretty cool that they're all represented because they had a lot of different models of the Panzer IV. Let's take the Panzer IV F2, for instance. One of the first to actually fitted that long barrel. How would they compete against each other? So, for instance, on range 1, I mean, like almost point blank range, the German armor is, I mean, the Sherman would have a 68% chance of penetrating the armor, and the front here, the top. I guess it must be the turret there. Yeah, this would be here. Pretty high percentage of knocking it out from the back and stuff. And the German tank would have easy pickings on close range. Let's say like medium range. Yeah, so the medium range, the German tank would fairly outclass the Sherman. On even if a front hit there, a maximum range, we all know the German tank would outclass it because the gun is actually a lot better than the gun on this. But I mean, this is kind of cool to play around with. You can go with the Russians here. Oh, okay. So let's take the good old T-34 there, Model 40, the first one there. You would see compare that. I mean, it would, yeah. So different kind of things there. It's pretty cool. So this is mostly, I think, for maybe people who are not really familiar with tanks, what kind of tanks they were and how good they were. You can sort of play around with that. So that's pretty fun. I mean, kind of fun that they added that into the game, I think. So that's the garage. That's all. I haven't really checked the rest out here yet. Well, will do. I'll post some let's plays and stuff. But I think this first part of the video, I'll just sort of basically have a look at it because I haven't had that much look at it actually. This game workshop. What's that? Okay. I guess no scores have been submitted yet. Okay. Kelly's Heroes. All right. Good move that. Castle Itter. So maybe this is scenarios. Could be. Maybe you could play online. I'm not sure. So let's go to. I mean, if you're going to play, for instance. Yeah. So the tutorials are really well made. I played. These are the proper scenarios. Here are the tutorials. Oh, they have campaigns as well. That's pretty cool. Haven't checked that. Recon Prokhovka. So that's okay. So this could be a campaign here because this is locked. You have to complete the first mission to move on. This would be. It doesn't say. All right, it's kind of secret. Actually, it says win 4 scenarios. German versus Russia to unlock Borisov. Okay, so it's called Borisov. That's Stalingrad. 4 to Korostishiv and drive on Dinard. Okay, that's pretty cool. Okay, so tutorials. Yeah, I've actually played through these. I'm working my way through the armored ones now. They're pretty well done. I mean, really, really well done. Very easy to follow, and I think to grasp the game pretty fast. What I like about this is they have these detailed information on what units actually are present in these in the scenarios and stuff. That's pretty cool. There's a description. All right, not much there. All right, here we go. So it tells you, for instance, in this tutorial you'll experience the fear of hidden units. So this is all about the armor, and this was the tutorial here. For instance, this one, yeah, here. Yeah, so they'll tell you all about movement and stuff. Not that complex game actually. You sort of get the hang of it. It's phased play as well, so you got that. I found that maybe the steepest learning curve to get into the different phases. But once you play around with this game for a couple of hours, you probably, I mean, really get into it. You have like sort of a move and shoot phase. I think the enemy has a fire phase on you. Then you have an advance phase when you actually move units into melee or close combat or assault certain positions and stuff. Then you have like recovery phases and rallying and stuff like that. So leaders are of course important, as in many war games. But it looks really nice. It's kind of slick graphics, but it's sort of a slight touch of sort of cartoonish feeling. But it doesn't really matter once you get into the game. I find it actually quite immersive and cool. Very basic and good features. So yeah, this could be a game I could probably fool around with for a while, definitely. So it's going to be launched, so do check it out. I think it's worth a try for all people are pretty die-hard tactical game players. It will be pretty fun to play around with. Yeah, so they have American scenarios. All right, a town too far, recon by force. So you have to complete these before you can actually move on to the rest there. Some German ones: Pisco Factories and the Farmhouse. Stop the Invaders and Hasty Defense. Yeah, so they get harder and harder. Look at this one, 4-star. So that one's pretty tough, probably. So the manual, it's what the manual looks like here. It's very well written. It looks really nice, actually. And this is basically all you need to know about the game here. It's really well written, very easy to follow. So it's, I mean, I guess they have a search function as well if there's something you want to look up. So it's not that deep. I mean, I think the tactics and stuff is really deep in this game, but the rules are probably quite easy to grasp after a while. So looks nice. I really like it. Yeah, the boot camp's there. Sort of counters there of your troops. It's all explained here. You have different levels of buildings as well. So there's another to keep in track of. Yeah, I need to fool around with this game a bit more to get the hang of it. Maybe I should then post a scenario and try it out because it looks really fun. For instance, can have a look at the tutorials here, for instance. I mean, the boot camp of advancing here. So I'll just show you basically. So it says, in this tutorial, we will learn how to move your troops and important tactics when moving. Our objective is to capture the building with a victory points location. All right. 1944. So it comes up like what you need to be doing here, and even if you forget what to do, you can just press that little light bulb there and it comes up again. So they have different examples of what to do and what not to do. So you sort of, it says here, often it's far safer to use crawl or the advance phase to move units into locations visible to the enemy. We demonstrate this by moving our units. Select group A, this will be that unit there, using the left click, and move them to the building as indicated by pointing at the indicated hex and right click to bring up the action menu and select the run icon. So that will be the guys on the road. They're going to be running into there. All right. So you just press them. So that's a whole group there. I mean, you got, I guess they're squads. They're veterans. And I think that represents the strength of the unit. That is range, I know that. And they have sort of Thompson submachine guns there, so they're sort of close quarter veterans. So it tells you, oh, you run into here, sure, why not? And you run in there. And you get shot to pieces. broken. So, oh yeah, zoom levels. Pretty nice. You can actually zoom all the way down to the individual soldiers. Yeah, you know, the way they look there. I mean, it's got that sort of game boardy, like toy soldier kind of vibe to it, the graphics, but still very crisp. I like that. So the Germans are hiding in here. They have, by the looks of it, 2 heavy machine guns and a Sergeant Schwartz is in there. Okay, so that went tits up. They ran in there, got shot to pieces. So go back to the tutorial. It goes, now to see better approach, select group B and order them to walk to the indicated location and end your movement phase. So B should walk over there. All right, these guys here. So so you can see here, there are 3 different kinds. There is they can crawl, they can walk, or they can run. So you have 3 different kinds of movements there. So they want us to walk over here. And it will actually say when you hold your mouse over it. So okay, they will walk over there. And the light little hexes is what your unit can actually see, the visibility of your. So we're behind the building. They can't see us. It's pretty obvious. And they wanted to end your phase. So it goes into a German fire phase after that. So if we were visible here now, the Germans would have a go at firing at us. Then there's an escape phase. It's still a German escape phase. And ours, I guess. Maybe it's divided among both sides there. And so they ran away. They were routed. They got shot to pieces and had to run away. And then they have the advance phase. That means you can move 1 hex in any direction that your group is in there. So what did it say? In your advance phase, select your troops and order them to move into the building and then end your advance phase. Yeah. So that means we'll grab this objective. And this scenario will actually end, because they're quite basic, these tutorial missions, but they sort of just basically tell you. I mean, they're self-explanatory. I mean, you wouldn't just run in the open here and be shot down. But I mean, even though those guys ran into that building, they would be standing targets and easier to hit and get opportunity fire. But if we had in this advanced phase, they'll probably. This is actually also assault, I guess. So they would assault in there now, and grab that objective. So you can't do much else in. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know if you hold your mouse, it's probably the enemy's visibility hexes there. Yeah, and it will be end the phase. Now it's a melee phase. So we would have, if there was enemies in here, we would have started to melee them. So that's it. I mean, that was all. So the sort of very basic there, showing you sort of movement, what to think about there. And then the second one is about stacking, that if there's a group of units here, you can't move with all your units. It's a stacking limit. I think there's a maximum of 3 units per hex in the game, and otherwise they will be considered overstacked. So that's something you need to, take into consideration. Then there's a boot camp of firing. It will basically learn you what kind of ranges the reticle would look like. And so we can actually try this one. What's it say? A boot camp stand firing. In this tutorial, we will learn about range effects on firing. Yeah. So 1941. All right. I guess we have the Germans now. Yeah. So there goes, targets on this firing range are at different ranges. Examine the chances your units have to obtaining an effect of the target at differing ranges before firing any. Select each group of units and look at the aiming dialog when pointing the target to see differences of the ranges. So when the reticle is sort of crammed up like that, it's close range. That's adjacent targets. And if it's slightly bigger, it's a normal range, and it's greater than 1 and up to half maximum range. So I guess if you would have a range of 12, it would be from range 2 to 6. That would consider a normal range. And long range is anything 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 or 11, 12. That would be considered to be a long range shot there. Maximum range is indicated on the unit's counter with a number over a range icon 8. Yeah, okay, so some units only have range 8. Yeah. What does it say? Maximum range is indicated on the unit counter. Yeah, all right. Yeah. Try to destroy as many targets as you can without moving, then advance through the phases and end your turn. All right. So So we have a target over here. Let's grab this group here. So there's actually 6 units. I mean, 3 units in here. These guys are regular. Don't know what that means. There's a couple of things I need to actually look up that I'm not sure. Maybe that means it's hexes with enemies in view. Oh, okay. That's what they can see there. It's good. It's good that a lot of things are actually explained when you hover your mouse over it. Some things, not everything. So I wonder what is that? What is the question? All right, look at that question mark. So it tells you about the different phases. It's basically all here. You don't need to read the manual. Of course you need to read the manual, but I mean, a lot of it is actually explained in games, which is really nice. I mean, it's basically, I think it's a game you can just pick up and play. I mean, and learn as you get along. And if there's some things that you just don't understand, you know, dive into the manual, have a look there. So they have all the actions explained here. Vehicles, yeah. The vehicle combat seems pretty fun in this game. And the infantry here, so yes, so that's the quality. It just says para on these guys. Doesn't say they're veterans or not. Movement points, have 6 movement points there. Morale, I guess that's pretty good. The range, yeah, so they have range 8. Those guys have submachine guns. What does that mean? Firepower, okay. So those reticles there means 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 5 of them, okay. So that means their firepower is pretty good. And then there would be, yeah, the range there. Okay, so there's going to be an icon if they're running, and then you have if they're broken. What is that? Morale. A unit can have different morales when broken. Okay, pinned firepower is reduced. Okay, there's more. Okay, we got leaders as well. Morale, movement points, bonus. Yeah, so stacking leaders with your troops is good as well. Right, so here you have different kind of weapons. You have medium machine gun there. You have a mortar. You have Panzerschreck, flamethrowers, subtle charges. Pretty cool. Rate of fire machine guns. Okay, has moved to a new hex this turn. Very poor aiming. Okay, so these are. It's good if you bump into something you don't understand. Odds are it's probably in here. Gunfire results. This is important. A lot that can happen actually. Terrains are explained as well, and it gives you some tips. Good cover. Only when the fire is through the bocage hex side. Same as wall. Vehicles cannot cross. Good cover. So those are trenches, bridges. It's pretty cool. And they have the keyboard shortcuts there. So yeah. So let's grab this group here. I wonder if you can just so if I have one selected, it's a 17, 42, 58. All right. And this is definitely over half range because yes, it says fire half range. So this aim is they're stationary, so they have an aiming ability, I guess. They missed. We have 2 guys here. They have range. Same as them. 42% chance. All right. Okay, so they got it. And we have these guys. So that target is destroyed. They have range 8 as well. So 28 is a long shot. That is fired full range. Okay. Okay, they got it. Good. What else we got here? Let's see. We have something here. So these guys are adjacent. Look at that. 98. So yeah, that means that they're firing at an adjacent there and they're aiming. So they're 98% chance. It's pretty damn good. Those guys have the same, I guess. Yep. What was it? Wreck. All right. These guys. Yeah, they took that. Oh yeah, they shot their target. All right. Maybe they can reach this. That's going to be long shot there. Yeah. 28%. Immobilized. Okay. Let's see. Okay. What do they got? 8 range. They're all the same units basically. So that's going to be hard to hit that. You can actually move, but it's just without moving in this one. Of course, you're going to get penalties for moving and shooting. Okay, they got it. That's a miss. And a miss, yeah. So that's this tutorial. I wonder what happens here. I guess it ends. I guess it's only for you to sort of get to the hang of the actual shooting here. I wonder what this means up here. What does it say? Player fatigue and ammo. Okay, that's interesting as well. And now you have an advanced phase, but we can't really get, okay, I guess those, it said without moving, so I'm not going to move. But yeah, so you have the advanced phase there, and it's over. So victory, right? Okay, menu. Yeah, so good tutorial here. It was kind of easy to go through it as well. One of the hard, this one was tough, how to attack. So this one here grasps all what you've learned through these, and you sort of have to use it here to take out 4 objectives. And defense is how to maybe conduct like a defense when the enemy is attacking. It's all about delaying and stuff like that. So I'm actually working the tanks now. What the heck, we could try this one here as well. What is this one about? Boot camp, vehicle crews. All right. Learn how the vehicle crews can be exposed to help. Okay. 1944. All right. So what's this one all about? Let's see here. All right. Vehicles can move faster along roads if the crew is exposed instead of buttoned up. Some vehicles have weapons that can't be used if the crew is exposed or buttoned up. When giving the move order, you would usually have the choice of move and stop or move and not stop. If your destination doesn't have enough to stop, you will not get the move and stop option. Stopping makes attacks by your vehicle more accurate than not stopping. Yeah. So 1. Select the Panzer Kraftwagen 4E and 6E and observe the location it can reach. Right click and select to expose the crew. Notice how the move range changes. Now move the Panzer to the victory point location it can reach. Okay, that was kind of, all right. Let's see, what does it say? Select the Panzer and observe the location it can reach. Let's just do that first. Which one do you want me to? There's 2 of them here. Maybe this one on the road here. All right, so that one can drive all the way up here. Wow, this one can go pretty far. All right. Right click and select to expose the crew. Notice how the move range changes. All right, so okay. So this one here, if I go, is that one open top? Or no, it's not. Okay, let's zoom in a bit here. Actually, zoom out so we can see. All right. Yep, a lot further. Okay, so select the Jagdpanzer. Yeah, that's the Jagdpanzer. That's the pan. All right, and make the crew exposed too. Note that the move range changes, and also the smoke dispenser now has a over it to indicate that it can't be used. Now move the Jagdpanzer to the VP location and reach it end your turn. Okay, so that's cool. They've taken a lot of detail into that. What could be used and not when the. So that's kind of deep, I would think. So that is going to go over here. Close the hatch. Okay, so you can rotate the turret. Oh, that means driving all the way up there and then close the hatch. Pretty. No. Okay. That. I guess not. How do I move, man? Oh yeah, yeah. You have to point in which direction to go. All right, move. Cool. All right, so I just turned the turret. You can actually Oh, I like it. It looks pretty sweet. So can I actually... Look at that. I can actually turn the turret as well. Ah, sweet. Okay, and this one here was supposed to be open as well, and go over here. Sure. Jagpanzer, man. Cool. Yeah. All right. So that explains as well. That's good. And it will be an escape phase, apparently. I guess it would be an advanced phase after that. But this, can you actually? No, you can close the hatch if you want. All right. Cool. There's a couple of things to learn, but it looks really sweet. I like it. I'm going to definitely post some sort of play. Maybe do one of the first scenarios. Why don't you guys type in the comments there which one I should try? American, which is a town too far. The German is capture Pskov factories. Farmhouse. What was the second one here? Recon by force. Russians, stop the invaders, or hasty defense. Interesting. All right. Yeah, so give that a go. Yeah, so second front, man, Microprose. Looks cool. Going to be posting some of that. So I'll be doing that in the next part, I guess. So I want to thank you guys for watching there. And let's check out second front. See you in the next one.